I'll start by providing some basic information about East Bay Community Energy and then go into that transition. I'll also walk through the steps you can take to choose your service plan with EBCE and then take questions from all of you that are tuning in. Just a couple of housekeeping items before we jump to the next slide. First, note that this is being recorded and may be posted on our website. And we're also going to be sharing this using other social media channels. So if you do have any questions, I would ask that you don't put anything proprietary or confidential into the chat or Q&A feature. So please don't add your account number or your specific business address. I also have some colleagues on the line with me today. So if you do have a question during the presentation, you can type those into the Q&A section that you'll see on the screen, and our team will be able to answer those in real time as well. All right, let's jump in. So what is EBCE? So we are the default energy generation provider for Alameda County and the city of Tracy. EBCE replaces PG&E's electric generation service. So instead of buying electricity from PG&E, it actually comes from EBCE. Our mission is to provide renewable energy at lower rates, to reinvest revenues back into our communities, to create local jobs, administer customer programs, and continue sustainable development. East Bay Community Energy is a joint powers authority. So we are a local government agency that was created by the cities and the county that we serve. In this way, EBCE is similar to a school district, only instead of providing public education, we provide a public option for energy that's administered at a more local level. Today, I'll go through those options in more detail. First, it's important to note that all East Bay Community Energy customers also remain PG&E customers for everything except for that generation portion of the service. If you were to look at your PG&E bill today, your bill is very likely broken down into three parts. You'll see electric delivery, electric generation, and gas service. So PG&E is in charge of delivery and gas, while EBCE is in charge of generation. EBCE procures electricity, which is then delivered through the lines that PG&E owns. And then PG&E delivers that energy to you. Those two services, generation and delivery, are billed separately on your PG&E bill. And PG&E also continues to handle billing services, while EBCE provides customers with electric generation and choice. So here are your options with East Bay Community Energy. We offer Bright Choice and Renewable 100. Bright Choice is likely the service that you're on today. Bright Choice is priced at 3% lower than PG&E's electricity generation rates. Renewable 100 is our service plan that offers 100% renewable energy from California-based wind and solar, inclusive of our new 57 megawatt wind farm in Livermore. Renewable 100 is priced at 0.75 cents per kilowatt hour above PG&E's standard generation rates. So in the cities of Berkeley, Dublin, Emeryville, and San Leandro, commercial customers or businesses will automatically transition to Renewable 100 unless you choose another option. So this is all happening because your city council voted to transition customers onto the Renewable 100 option. So here's that same information, just in a in a table this time. So before October, your cities had a default of Bright Choice. So the city council decides a default for all of their constituents. So for their city, for their businesses, for the municipal part of the city itself, and for the residential customers as well. So this is the service plan that a resident or business receives when they first open their account or join EBCE. So starting in October, you'll see that these 4 cities have selected Renewable 100 as the default. So if you were to open a new location in the city of Dublin, let's say, that would start on Renewable 100. Or if you have an existing business in Emeryville, that would transition from Bright Choice to Renewable 100 in October. So some exceptions for that. If you want to remain on Bright Choice instead of switching to Renewable 100, we recommend that you make that selection prior to September 22nd, and then you won't see any bills on Renewable 100. I'll show you how to do that today, including how to find what plan you're on. So here is an example of 2 different energy statements. You can find EBCE service on typically page 3 or 4 of your bill. And also I'll just note here that we are not an additional charge on your bill. We replaced the PG&E generation portion, which I'm not showing here to keep things simple. The bill itself has enough information on it as it is. So on the left-hand side here, we see a customer that is enrolled in our Bright Choice service option. This customer is on B1, which is a small commercial rate schedule, and they are on Bright Choice. So this customer is paying 3% less than PG&E's generation rates. B1 is that rate schedule I mentioned, and that will stay the same whether you are with PG&E or EBCE. We completely mimic PG&E's rate schedule. So all of the time of use time periods are the same with EBCE or with PG&E, meaning that the delivery portion of your bill has those same time periods as the generation portion of your bill. In this case, this customer, you see a line here for Bright Choice. This customer saved $2.04 in this particular month, which may not seem that much, but that 3% discount can really add up. Collectively, EBCE's customers are expected to save a combined $19 million from July 2022 through the end of June 2023. On the right side, we see a customer that is on Renewable 100. This is also a small commercial customer. You see this same B1, meaning that they're on the small commercial rate. And we see here the Renewable 100 adder of $7.72. This customer used 1,000, just right around 1,000 kilowatt hours, and paid an additional $7.72 for 100% renewable energy. So I'll pause here to also let you know that if you're looking at your bill and you're unable to find this, you can also give us a call. Our customer service representatives are available to answer these types of questions for you. They're at 833-699-3223. If you want to skip through some of the initial questions, you can just press 0 to be connected to a customer service representative. So let's say that you already know that you want to choose a particular service plan. Let's say you want to go on to Renewable 100 for all your facilities, regardless of city, or you know that you want to stay on Bright Choice. So you can do that from a couple different places on our website. Each of the cities that are going through one of these transitions has their own website. So you can go to your website, ebce.org/San Leandro, for example, or from ebce.org, where you would click on businesses and then change your plan. From either of those, locations, you'll end up on a page that looks like this. This is the change your service plan page. And I'll note here that you will need your PG&E account number in order to make changes online. You can find that in the upper right corner of your energy statement. And really, you just need the first 10 digits. So if you're typing those numbers in, you would, for this account number, you wouldn't add the dash and the 1. So you would just do 1 through 0. You'd also need to know the zip code associated with service and the name on the account. So if you have multiple locations that are all attached to the same account number, you can use any of those service zip codes, or of course, just give us a call and we'll be able to help you on the phone as well. If you know that you want to change your plan so that you remain on Bright Choice, you can use this special form that's, we only have this form available when we're doing these transitions, this Remain on Bright Choice form. If you're using this form early on in September, go ahead and use this one. If it's later on in October, you would want to select the Lower My Bill page to choose to go to Bright Choice. So Bright Choice is a service option that has over 42% renewable energy at a 3% discount to PG&E's default service. And Renewable 100 is the service option that's 100% California wind and solar at a premium of 3/4 of a penny above PG&E's service. So next, let's just review those dates again. So September 22nd is the last date to choose Bright Choice if you'd like to avoid any bills on Renewable 100. Starting in October, that's when customers will first see the switch date. So that's associated with your meter read. So if you do have if you know that your meter is typically right around the 20th of the month, it would be, let's say, October 20th to November 20th, meaning that then you'll see that first service on either Bright Choice or Renewable 100 in November, when your November energy statement. Okay. So just, FAQs here, there aren't too many, but really, the big two are like, can I switch to Bright Choice and then later try Renewable 100? Or can I try Renewable 100 and then switch back to Bright Choice? Really, you can request to switch between those two services at any time. So go ahead, if you want to give Renewable 100 a try for a couple of months, give it a try, and then you're always welcome to switch back to Bright Choice. Or if you know that you'll have a little bit more wiggle room in your bills starting next calendar year, then go ahead and make that choice in January. So if you do miss the deadline to switch to Bright Choice, you can go ahead and make that choice after. Let's say you make that choice November 1, you'll see a couple of bills, 1 to 2 additional bills on Renewable 100, and then you'll switch to Bright Choice right after that. So the cost difference, really. So for the bottom line, we know that so many of our businesses are excited at the opportunity to be served with 100% California wind and solar, and it's also an added expense. So I've put together a couple of examples here of what different sized businesses may see on their bill. So let's walk through a medium-sized business today that's paying just shy of $5,000 a month for Bright Choice generation and PG&E delivery service. So that's the total electric portion of the bill. They're using 17,000 kilowatt hours a month. So on Renewable 100, this business would expect to see to pay an additional $130 per month. So you can see here, it's 4,900 approximately with EBCE with Bright Choice. More than that, in addition, 5,100 with PG&E, or excuse me, 5,100 with Renewable 100. So that's your adder. Okay, again, if you'd like to go through any of this in greater detail, you can also give us a call or send us an email at customer-support@ebce.org. And we have sent notifications out to our customers, and we'll be sending an additional one out later on this month. You may have also heard about this in addition to that message that we sent you earlier. You may have read about this or will read about this in various messages from your city or from a chamber of commerce, or even online. I encourage you to follow us on social media so that you're able to get updates about these sorts of things, as well as things like when we have our board meetings, which you're welcome to participate in at any stage. So here I'm going to go on to the next page here, which has our social media link here. We're at Powered by EBCE. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also send us an email at customer-support@ebce.org, or give us a call, where we have folks available from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. So on behalf of EBCE, thank you for participating in this webinar today. I'll open the webinar to questions. I might ask that you use the Q&A feature, and just remind you, please don't enter any account-specific information, as this is a public webinar. All right, I don't see any questions coming in. Does anyone else, do any of my colleagues on the panel today, did anyone ask any questions during the presentation that we may want to share with the rest of the group?
We didn't receive any questions, Kelly.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Oh, great. We did just receive one question, which is just to clarify, is this for business customers only or business and residential? Great question, Iris. So the cities that are transitioning this month, the majority of those cities have already transitioned their residents to Renewable 100. The exception is Emeryville. So if you are in the city of Emeryville, maybe your business and you are both there, the city of Emeryville is transitioning their residents and businesses to Renewable 100 in October. Great question. All right, and if there's no more questions at this time, I'll close the webinar. Thanks so much for joining today, and have a great Tuesday.